This is the Honda second generation Fit. Hello everyone, I'm Celsius. Nice to meet you here again. Today I would like to talk to you about the Honda Fit. The Honda Fit was the best seller in Japan. The TOYOTA Corolla was the best selling car in Japan for 30 years and continuously. But when the first generation Honda Fit goes on sale in 2001, it soon gets replacement for the color from the #1 sales ranking. This car was very popular in Japan and worldwide. However, there is no first generation Honda Fit in Taiwan because of some reason. And what else? The Honda Fit is not called Fit in the European market. It's called Honda Jazz. I don't know why actually. I got a lot of information from the magazine, but nobody mentioned why it called Jazz, not Fit in the European market. However, that doesn't matter because the Honda Fit or Honda Jazz is also popular in European. It is a very good design car. Actually, the Honda may still feel so surprised that this car is so welcomed by the worldwide. The Honda Fit is a compact car, 2-box compact car since the first generation, and now it goes to the 4th generation. The Taiwan didn't have the first generation because we got some problem for the Honda manufacturer. The Honda in Taiwan was produced by a company called Nanyang or Sanyang, but the Nanyang got some problem with the Honda Japan in 2001, which means that maybe they were planned to produce this car in Taiwan around 2000 or 2001, but sooner or later the Sanyang and the Nanyang have broken up with the Honda Japan. Later, the Honda Japan comes to Taiwan to help the Taiwan Honda in 2002. And the first production car was the second generation CRV, and later the 7th generation Honda Accord. There were rumors say that the first generation Honda Fit will produced in Taiwan but cancelled because at that while there is going to the second generation fully model change. So the Taiwan Honda produced the Honda Fit at 2008, which means it is second generation, just as what we see now. This car is my best friend's car. It is the very first second generation Honda Fit in Taiwan. We got 2 segments for this car. The entry level called Honda Fit VTI, and later it got to VTI S. This car is VTI S, so it got better equipment than VTI. Actually, the second generation Fit looks like the first generation. It's just like the minor change. The shape, the mechanism didn't have fully model change. But in Japan, it got 1.3 and 1.5 inline 4 liter of inline 4 engine, and it produced 100 and 120 brake horsepower. But for many other market, there is only 1.5 120 brake horsepower engine, and there we have in Taiwan is only 1.5 with 5-speed automatic transmission. And if you bought the VTIS, you will get the gear pedal after your handler. There is no manual transmission in Taiwan, and I think there's no CVT for market except Japan. But if you bought the 1.3 CVT in Japan, it got a very exciting oil consumption for 1 liter 24 kilometers. Very impressive. And there's no hybrid. Oh, it's very impressive. Well, This car has many designs the same as the first generation. For example, the fuel tank is right under the driver's seat and the passenger seat. Very interesting. We have many cars that get a fuel tank right at the rear seat, under the rear seat. But the first generation Fit hold its fuel tank right here. It got many interesting that we got a very flexible and very interesting second row seat. I will show you later. And this car got 5 cm longer than the last generation and got 5 cm longer wheelbase than the first generation. So it got wider interior than the first generation. And Honda got many interesting designs, such as the A-pillar is much smaller than the first generation. So it got another window right here. When you're driving this car, the front vision is very good. It is easy to control, easy to view, and if even there's no assistance system, driver's assistance system, but this car is very easy to drive. And we got a bigger headlamp and tail lamp as well to compare with the first generation. And if you got the sport version, in Japan we call it 1.5 RS. In America we call it Sport. And you got a little bit sharper exterior, such as aero kit and the wheel and the interior. But there's no Sport edition in Taiwan. The Taiwan Honda got some option aero parts for extra money. If you want to buy it, certainly it is expensive. So there are very few Taiwan Fit got this aero parts. And the interior is also interesting for this car. Let's take a look about the cockpit. The handler is the same as the 8th generation Civic. It looks more luxury, and well, it has some consideration about the cost down as well. And you can see the dashboard is not the same as the left side and the right side, but it's still drivers for driver, because we got very easy to access the air condition. Like if you want to check the speed for the air condition, temperature, and the air condition wind way, very easy to operate. And you can see the button is get bigger. If you want to switch the wind right here, and it's most close to the handler, and the temperature get a little bit far, but it is get a bigger button. And the biggest button is right here, the way for the wind. It is the most far away from the handler. I think that Honda get a very good design for this. And because this car is VTIS, so we have the shift pedal behind the handler. A shift pedal behind the handler. And according to the data, if you get to the manual version, and you can get your engine rev to the red line, and it won't get a gear change before you get a pedaler. That's very interesting. And even if you just go to the D mode, the normal mode, this transmission box get very good response when change the gear. I ever drove this car when it was new, and I go to the rental car shop and rent all new Fit at 10 years ago, and this shift, it got very quickly. No matter the shift up, shift down very quickly. And certainly the rent car is not, that rent car was not VTIS. You don't get the pedal, but it still got very sharp response when I driving. And what else? The Honda said this car get more strengthened than the last generation. So when we got cornering, when we got turn this car, you can get, oh, this car is very strong. This car is very funny when you get cornering. Certainly, if you want to drive it gently, this car is very easy to drive. You can see the front view is very good, and there is not big barrier for the A-pillar. That's very interesting. And what else? There are many cup holders in this car. Totally, they got 10 cup holders, and the front cup holder is right in front of the air conditioned wind. So if you want to drink the cold drinks, and you can put your drink right here, and you will get a little bit colder, according to as I remember, because now we are now in it is winter now in Taiwan when we take this video. So as I remember, if in summer, that still works a little. Very interesting. And certainly it is it's a compact car, but it still got roomy in the interior. So there's no problem for my headroom, no matter when I get in the front seat or back seat as well. The space for back seat is very good, but it is not suitable for 3 people sit right at the second row. Okay, let's take a look about the back seat. Because the fuel tank is not right under the back seat, so we got a many interesting design for the back seat. First, the space for the back seat is sufficient for people like me. Okay, like I got sufficient leg room and headroom as well. But there is no big sunroof in Taiwan right here. That's a pity. The second, the back seat have no armrest right here, but it is very interesting. You can take very tall, such like vest or a lot of leather, and even the Honda said you can get your bicycle right inside. That's very interesting. First, the back seat can be folded down like this, and it will be totally flat from the trunk right here. And Honda said you can take your bicycle right inside without problem. The second, it got another vice way. Okay, you can take this seat like this way, and you can take something very tall right inside without a problem. That's very interesting design. As I remember, the latest Honda HR-V in Taiwan also had the same design, and it's easy to fit it, just if you do this. Okay, let's take. When you take this, okay, it is fixed up. That's very easy. Even the female is easy to operate it, and if you want to cancel it, just take it on, and it will fall down, and you got it. Okay, that's very interesting. That's very easy to operate. Very interesting. Okay, and the trunk, they still got very roomy, because there is no spare tire for this generation. So we got a taller trunk space right here, and we still got some small box right here, and it still could be the cup holder right here. So we can see there are 2 cup holder in the front at the air condition, and the center they got 2, and the door, each door has 1 cup holder. So we got 10 cup holders totally for this Honda Fit. That represent each one sit inside can hold 2 drinks. That's very interesting and very convenient. This car is a cheap car. As I remember, the Taiwan get the pre-order at the 2008, and the first presentation is at October 2008. And the entry level VTI goes for 560,000 Taiwan dollars, and the top level of the VTIS costs 590,000 Taiwan dollars. Not very expensive. Certainly, it is not the cheapest among the rivals. When it presented in 2008, we have Toyota Yaris, we got a Mitsubishi Colt Plus, we got Nissan Tida for this segment. But the Fit is not the most expensive, but it is very popular because it is Honda and it got a very interesting, unique design as well. And what's more, it has the most valuable second-hand price. Even now, this car is over 15 years, but we still couldn't see it in broken car yard, except those accident car or engine broken car. Normally, this car won't get into the broken car yard in these years. This car still got very popular in second-hand car. And what else? The third generation and the fourth generation also produced in Taiwan, but the price is much more expensive. For example, the latest Honda Fit e-HEV, it cost as well as the Volkswagen Polo. But well, the Volkswagen Polo is imported car in Taiwan, but the Honda Fit e-HEV is domestic made car, so it is very expensive. In the contrast, you can see the second generation Honda Fit was very cheap, and this car is very useful. It got a lot of good design. I like this car so much. And even if you want to drive sharply when you go to the mountain, this car is still could give you a lot of driving pleasure as well. The color for this car is sky blue. This color is specially designed for this car. In Japan, there were 12 colors for this car, but 5 of them were new designed. And this sky blue is one of the new design color for the second generation Fit. I like this color very well. Actually, this color is the second best seller in Taiwan Honda Fit. The most popular color is white. People right here in Taiwan like white a lot. I have no idea, because I always think the white is not easy to maintain. You have to wash your car every week, and I'm so lazy. I don't like white cars. But I have to say, this blue, sky blue, is very exquisite and very good color. I like this car. Okay, it is today's video. We take a while to discuss, to introduce the Honda Fit and Honda Fit in Taiwan. If you like this car, please drop a message and we can have more talk with this car as well. I'm Celsius. Nice to meet you here and hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.